Hi, this is Alice from Vancouver Island Real Estate Group. I am back with another market update for the fall-winter market. It's been a little while since I've done an update. So we're going to look at the October stats for 2022 and just go over the market and what I'm seeing and hearing and give you a little update. So let's go. So before I start, look, last time I did an update, I was holding a tiny little microphone like this. But look, this is better. This is an improvement for me. So I hope you'll like that. Anyways, so let's go over the sales first for October 2022. Okay, so there were 480 sales of properties that completed in October 2022. Last year, there was 745 sales that completed. So that's down 35.6%. And if you were watching last month, it was almost, I think, 45% reduction versus the previous year. So that's kind of continuing that trend of sales declining. And yes, as a real estate agent, I can definitely feel that in the effects of the market and my daily interactions. So yes, it feels accurate. That's about right. New listings were 998 new listings came to market in October versus last October's 866 new listings. So that's an increase of 15.2%. Previous months, we've been seeing actually a little bit more of inventory coming to the market. So that's not as much as I suspected. But yes, there's more inventory, more uncertainty for sellers. So a lot of people you'll find are tending to kind of rush to the market because there's that uncertainty of, well, if they're raising interest rates, how much higher are they going to go and how is that going to affect the market? So that's probably going to continue throughout the end of this year and likely into early next year as well. Active listings, we had 2,192 active listings on the market at the end of October versus last year we had 1,036 active listings. So that's 111.6%. I'm reading my notes here. No, you can't see. I'm reading my notes. I can't remember all that. But basically, just about 112% increase in active listings sitting on the market. So that's basically listings that are sitting and the sales are not high enough to eat up that inventory. So they're carrying over until the next month and the next month. So as I keep reminding people, January this year, 2022, we had record low inventory. It was almost, I think, 1,000 listings, or I think it dropped below that. So now we're over double that. Yeah. It's still not as high as it used to be way back when the market was really balanced, but it's quite a jump from what we've been used to in these recent times. So that's the sales stats. Condos, sales were down 39% versus last year in October. So again, that's quite a drop. The average price is roughly $614,000 for a condo. That's the average. The median is around $539,000. So that's roughly on both those sides. That's about 1% reduction over last year. So condos, while the sales side of things are actually quite slow, it's not actually affecting their price as badly as other properties are, which we'll get into next. But yeah, if a condo right now is not priced appropriately, they're sitting. They're really sitting. So the prices are holding on, but it's kind of, if you're listing a condo, you really want to be on the money with the price. And as I keep saying, you almost want to anticipate the downward trend and catch it before, if you get a pricing down on a condo and then you wait 3 weeks to list, it's almost like you're already going to be chasing the price down because that's how fast things are changing. So try to build that into your pricing, and I hope to heck it works for you and you get a good sale. So next we have single family dwellings. So sales were down 32.2% versus last year in October. So again, same as condos, the sales are just slow. It's slow across the board. You can feel it. You can see it when you're out showing properties. This is what it is. The average home price is $1.238949 million. So basically 1.2 and a bit is the average price. That's down 6.7% versus last year. Now, here's where the pricing kind of is interesting for single family homes. If you look at the median value, it's $1,060,000, but that's down 12.5% versus last year. And a lot of buyers that I talk to, they tend to prefer to use the median value as their metrics of what they watch. And that minus 12.5% feels like what I'm seeing. The 6.7%. Now it feels like prices have come down about 12%. That it feels right. As I tell a lot of buyers that are coming into the market, they're asking, well, what kind of pricing can I expect? And it's kind of the best thing I can say is if you were looking for a property for 1.2 million last year, amongst all the bidding wars, I'd say now you're probably, if it's the right property in an area that's not still pretty busy, you might be finding that house for $899, and that's probably more than 12%. I'm not sitting here calculating it, but definitely a change in the single family homes for sure. What else am I noticing? Luxury market is actually pretty strong. Some that are, not as desirable are sitting, but if you have a luxury property that's actually priced appropriately, there's quite a few inquiries. There's a lot of buyers out there for that kind of thing. So that's kind of surprising with the rising interest market and all that kind of stuff. But, something to think about is that most of the luxury buyers are cash buyers. And so it's still pretty healthy in that market. And a lot of actually the buyers that I'm working with are cash heavy as well. So a lot of people have, $500,000 to put down and that kind of thing. So that's actually for my business, that's uncommon. Most of the time it's, a bit of a higher ratio mortgage. And no, right now it's a lot of people who are very cash heavy that are buying, and it's an opportune time. So they're seeing that and they're jumping on it. But something I'm noticing in my personal day to day is that change in my clients. It's better for me, but yeah. The other thing with financing is, I think the buyers who are not as cash heavy, and God bless them, I hope that they're getting their houses and their deals are coming together. But when I'm showing houses, if it has an accepted offer, I normally tell my buyers, you know what? There's probably a 25% chance that offer is going to collapse because, throughout my day, I'm getting messages constantly. Oh, our deal fell through, just constantly. And, 2 years ago, that's pretty rare. Like if it had an accepted offer, there's a chance it might fall through, but not to the extent where I'm like, you can almost kind of bank on if you're looking at a bunch of properties and there's one you like, there's a very good chance that the offer is going to just fall apart. And I'm seeing it all the time. So if you're kind of tracking the differences in the market, that's definitely something I'm seeing. And it was happening in August and the summertime, but now it's just really hitting home. And I think most of it is because it seems like is because of financing, and people are just getting beat up on those interest rates. And yeah, it's making it hard to put together deals. So, which is sad. I really hate that. But that's the situation. The other thing that I'm noticing, so when I'm showing single family homes primarily, this isn't so much for condos, but a lot of properties, if I'm showing 25 houses a week, say, for example, I would say a quarter of those, are electing to take the listing off the market. Last week I showed, I don't even know how many properties, but I saw at least 10 properties come off the market because the sellers are just saying, you know what? There's no showings, there's no offers, and they're just putting tenants in the properties and just completely stepping aside out of the market because it's kind of that bad. Some properties are selling, like if you're in little pockets of Victoria that are really strong selling kind of areas, you're still okay. Or if you're priced with like a bargain price, you're definitely going to sell. But if you're pricing on the high end and trying to test the market, or you're just not willing to go as low as the market is allowing right now, then sellers are just giving up and kind of sitting on their hands, which is unfortunate, but it's something that I'm seeing quite a bit of now. And as I said, this is not something that I would have seen 2 years ago. The offers collapsing and the sellers just sitting on the sidelines is not something that's quite normal in the Victoria market, at least since I've been in real estate. The other thing that I'm sure you've seen, which just happened last week, was the interest rates were raised again. And that was a 50 basis point increase. Apparently, though, it was supposed to be a 75% basis point increase. So it could have been worse. But Bank of Canada raised the rate to 3.75%. So a lot of people I'm seeing, they're kind of in the high fives as far as their mortgage approvals. And yeah, it's kind of a far cry from what people were used to. You know, a lot of people in the previous years, they were getting, 2% or whatever, but now it's kind of, that's where we're at. And I don't know if they're going to raise it again. They're looking at interest rates December 7th, I believe, the next time they're meeting. So hopefully they don't raise them again. I think there's kind of a lot of people saying that they want the Bank of Canada to slow down on that, because from what I can see and from the stats that I'm giving you, it definitely is cooling the market off. But that's nothing in my control, but that's what we're anticipating. So that's my super quick market update. I talk really fast. I'm trying to make these videos shorter, but that's where we're at. And, it's not to be discouraged. I think if you're a buyer, there's a lot of opportunity there for you, because the prices are just stagnating and going lower and lower. And, sellers are getting a little bit desperate because there's not a lot you can do with the listing other than slash the price. You can't open house your way out of a listing with no showings, or, there's really one thing to do is just keep cutting the price if you have to sell. So great for buyers. Make sure that you're talking to your mortgage broker, especially in these rate increase times. You want to make sure that you're working within a good budget and that it's realistic, so that if you find that great property and you negotiate an amazing price, that you can actually go through with the sale, because that's the only thing is if you're not well approved, it could collapse. So anyways, and if you're a seller, there's nothing more to do but price it appropriately and make sure your property is well presented. It's perfectly clean, and we're not cutting any corners with listing. Don't renovate your house halfway and then list it in this market. It's not going to go well. So put your best foot forward and kind of hang on and hope that they don't keep raising the interest rates in 2022. So anyways, that's what I got for this week. Maybe I'll do another one soon. I don't do a whole lot of videos. My comments are always turned off on my YouTube channel because I ain't got time for negative comments. But you know where to find me. If you want to email me, go for a coffee or something and chat, that's perfectly fine. I love meeting people and I love helping people. Many people do. And, you don't have to be an active seller or a buyer to meet up with a real estate agent. At least not me. I don't feel like it's a waste of my time to meet people. But it can be good just to plan out your next move or get a further sense of what's going on in your particular demographic. Obviously, with these videos, I want to keep them as short as possible because it's a lot and I can only speak so fast. But if you do want more detailed information on your particular property or your particular situation, then just bug me. I love to meet people and I'm here. So anyways, that's what I got for you. Hopefully things are going well in your neck of the woods, wherever you are, and we'll talk soon. Bye.